Coming up, I'm going to show you how I made some sweet lemon themed items perfect for your summer decor. So let's enjoy the lemon things. Hi everyone, I'm Robin and I'm going to be making a cute watering can made from this jar that I had made into a mug previously in another DIY video. I'm going to be painting it a metallic silver color. And it's nice because it's already painted white, so it gives me that top coat. Then I found a spool of thread. I took all the threads off and I began to cut, using my scroll saw, the middle section out of the thread spool. For this, I was going to use as my spout for the watering can. I thought it was a great shape and it had that middle section as well, so it went very well with my project. Then I painted the whole thing with that metallic silver color. And here's what it looks like so far. Then I took some floral foam and I cut it up into sections and just popped it in the inside of my little watering can. I had some foam eggs from Easter and I was out of lemons, so I decided, hey, I can make a lemon out of this. So what I did was, using my X-Acto knife, I cut down the sides and then I used sandpaper to sand it down and just a little cloth before I painted it. And what do you know? It's a lemon. I had gotten some greenery at Dollar Tree that I stuck in the floral foam, and then I also used these little moss tufts that I had gotten, and I just stuck those down, and here's how it looks so far. Then I took my little lemons and I stuck those in, 2 at the bottom, just using hot glue. And then using my X-Acto knife, I made a little hole in one of them and stuck it at the top. Isn't it cute? My next DIY, I got this picture off the net and I altered it a bit. It had said enjoy the little things and I changed it to enjoy the lemon things. And just using Mod Podge and a spoon, yes, you've seen it here first. I used a spoon to spread out all the Mod Podge, but it did work very well. Once I got it on this little sign that I had on hand, I just used white paint. I painted some tumbling tower blocks, and then I added them all around the outer portion of the sign. I had this little notebook that said squeeze the day, and there was the perfect picture of a lemon on it. So using my scroll saw, I cut it out, and then using my scissors, I just trimmed it up. Here it is. I glued it to the bottom corner, and then I found this cute daffodil that I thought matched really well, and I glued that to the top corner, just using hot glue. Isn't it cute? I decided to add some greenery, so I gave it a couple of leaves. I didn't have any lemons on hand, but sometimes you have to use what you have in your stash. And here's how it turned out. For my next DIY, I decided to make a pillow out of this fabric sign that I had gotten at Dollar Tree last year. So I just put the sign inside out on the table. I lined up the edges to where I wanted it, and I made sure that I looked on the other side to make sure that you could see the Home Sweet Home well. Then I added hot glue all the way down the seam of the pillow. I could have sewn it, but I would be hand sewing it, but if you had a sewing machine, it would go over a lot easier. Once the glue was down, I just pressed the two sides together. And then to reinforce it, I decided to sew the two ends. If you want to see the full version of this video, I'll link the live in the description box below. Once I had the sides sewn, I went and got some mesh material that I had from Christmas time, and I shoved it in to the bottom of the pillow, and then I shoved another part on top. Now I was gonna sew it, but I decided, why don't I just use hot glue? So that's what I did. I glued it all up. And at this point I felt like it didn't need to be sewn anymore. I just wanted to make sure that it wouldn't come open. Get access to my lives and my future uploads. Hit that subscribe button and make sure to hit that bell button on all so you're notified every time I go live or for future uploads. We have so much fun in the live. You should come over if you see me live on the homepage. Not only do I chat with the audience, and sometimes they help me with my projects, sometimes funny things happen. In my next DIY, I decided to make one of those bead garlands. I always wanted to make one, and I never did. Well, I didn't have any beads. I had these wooden balls that I had gotten at a garage sale one time. Using yellow paint, I painted some of the balls yellow and some of the balls white. I did try to drill holes in the balls, but unfortunately they were too hard and my drill bits were much too dull. I made a little tassel for the end using some yarn that I had on hand. And this is what it looks like. I needed a way to get the balls to stay together. So I thought, what if I put a little bead at the end of the ball and then glued on the other ball on the other side? That way, when I put everything together, it would look like an actual bead garland. Here's what the little beads look like after I painted them green. And I did add a bead to almost every little wood piece with Gorilla Glue. If you want to see a funny video, I'll link it in the description box. Once the glue was dried, I started putting my garland together just with hot glue. I couldn't get it to stay together until someone, Jerry from A Happy Hoarder, suggested that I put all of the beads down on something in a position and then glued them on from there so that they were already in the position that I wanted and the glue could set. So I'm just placing all of the beads how I want them to go because I wanted them to look like a beaded garland. I found this decoration that looked like a lime from one of my old signs from Dollar Tree, and I cut it in half with the scroll saw and then I painted it yellow. I really wanted it to look like a lemon. It had this sparkly stuff on it and I wanted to try and keep that on as well. It did take a couple of coats of paint to cover up the green from the lime. And it was nice because it was in two halves, so I actually waited for the paint to dry. After I put the yellow on, I did take white paint and go around all of the outline for the inside pieces, just to make it look more clean. After that, I got out some school glue and I plopped a great big blob of glue on the top of one of the halves of the lemon. And then, using my spoon, I spread it around. It was pretty thick. A lot came out. And once I did that, I took the other half of the lemon and placed it on top. And I used some little clamps to hold it together because there was kind of a gap on the inside. And I didn't want that there, so that's why I used the clamps. I thought it turned out really cute. If you love decorating with lemons, you should check out my lemon playlist. I'll link it in the description box. I love lemons, and I think they go great with summer. I added the tassel and the lemon, and my beaded garland was complete. I like how it turned out. How about you? Let me know in the comment section below. My next DIY, I had gotten one of those white pillar candles from Dollar Tree, and I had this cute paper that I got from Dollarama, and I decided to use some Mod Podge on the back of the paper. I'm just spreading it all out here, and then I applied it to the front of the candle. Now I did have to apply even more Mod Podge, so I'm just using it with my handy dandy spoon here. And it was really great using the spoon actually, because you could just add some on the spoon and then stick the spoon into any little nooks and crannies that you didn't get any Mod Podge in originally. I added another piece to the back of the candle because the paper wasn't quite long enough. Then I had some little hearts and I put them together, and what do you know? They made a lemon. I glued them together and then I painted them yellow. Then I stuck them on the candle. Well, how do you like those lemons? Let me know in the comment section below. Even if you don't have any lemons on hand, you can make some using items found in your own stash. Spruce up your home with these beautiful lemon accent pieces. They'll make your summer zesty. For more juicy lemon ideas, click on the next video.